play-in where those two players found their impact, slotted in, and gave us a reason to believe in this team spirit.
Nobody knows who is going to win this map. Spirit have no officials on it, and Sprout have 2 losses versus 2 teams most people have never even watched play. Or actually, Internal Fighter was one of them, but not watched play at a Tier 1 event, you know. So that's not a good sign. 4 pistols, no wins so far for Sprout, and they're giving up 2 demos. So it's hard to say. We don't know if Spirit have much practice, if any, but they let it through in the veto. We're going to have to watch and learn. A lot of first times on this map at these past few events, of course.
Oh, this is damning. Chopper was just watching the window, but he missed that cross by a minute amount of time. The pillar of the arch in Canals is what covered the window cross. That is all. Oh. And they find that timing. They're going to get themselves a 5v3 in this pistol. It will, of course, transition Spirit into the simplified A hit. Their back is compromised. They know it. They've got smokes up for the time being, but they do have 2 CTs coming in from storage. Insta headshot. Oh, Siren. Able to turn his attention back towards Connector. If they push out and kill Lau, now they can whip this one back around and watch that flank. This is a 2v5. They've got the Fountain player already spotted. Second one's down beneath them inside of the site. Chopper has to come out to make sure bomb's not being defused. And now he's sliding in along the wall. Comes down to Siren. One more kill needed in the pistol. And he's dropped by Stair. But guess what, folks? No time. 2v5.
Damn, that's what's going to happen. 5 pistols for Sprout in officials. No wins. And a kickoff from Spirit, who are going to need every little bit. You know, it's one of these woo-woo situations, okay, when we talk about people playing new maps, because the curse is that if you pick it, you oftentimes lose it, no matter how much prep you put into it. And if you're the team with no prep and you have no way to know how the other team's going to play, it's hard to say. Sprout, they've got officials out of the way, which is valuable practice, but they don't have victories. They haven't played a team nearly as good as Spirit on paper. Like, this is a situation where we might get a post-game interview where Spirit like, man, we played it for one day. You know, we scrimmed the hell out of this, and now we like it because we end up winning. You could totally see that happening. We've seen it happen in the past. But on the other hand, Sprout, well, maybe they've had a lot of team talks. They've got some of the awkwardness out of the way. They're feeling confident. It's impossible to say. My mind just comes back to what Barry said in the pregame. We got the exact veto we wanted. We got the 3 maps we wanted. You don't have any game tape on Team Spirit, but you've got whatever you've prepped. So let's see what that is exactly. As Zello gets distracted with the player at the distance, that Galil could slide right in. And he even hit that shot, but the scout's not an op. So Patsi survives. And one of 2 guns down for Sprout. Not ideal. Bomb shifts over towards A. CT's pulled themselves off of it. And with it, you'd think Team Spirit 2-0. There are going to be a lot of eyes on Patsi, a lot of conversations on Patsi. If this game doesn't go well, this play-in, it's a small thing, but you know, it's a big deal. It's a short couple of days, I would say, but it's a big deal for Team Spirit. And last map, well, that wasn't great.
Super uninspiring. The kind of map that just leads us to believe that even if Spirit can get into the group stage by winning here on Anubis,
they're certainly still not problems. A dark horse. Yeah, I totally understand what you mean there.
We start this event with people, myself included, thinking Spirit shoe-ins for the playoffs.
Who knows? Maybe this is their Cloud9 moment. Seen some very interesting stuff on Anubis, and watching that IHC game was incredible. I think everyone could actually learn from the way they approached it. Furia beat up Big on it, who, you know, sort of like a rock, paper, scissors here, where it felt like Big had figured out some good stuff, and then Furia put together this rock-solid B defense, and then IHC chewed through it for basically an entire half. And we're going to consistently see that, you know, certain teams stylistically figuring out brand new approaches that destroy their competition. We're at a stage so early into the map's development that you could do the same thing 15 times in a row and really punish a team for not being ready. Hard to learn on the fly when there's so much to be understood about what's optimal. We're very far away from that, so exciting times, I think, to watch a map like Anubis. Feels like very quickly, as teams get better, maps get figured out more easily, and people bring fundamentals over from other maps, and It's been astounding, actually, to see how many people are just borrowing ideas so quickly on this map and not bringing in just their pure own style.
Thomas peek out allow. Tough stuff to go peeking out from B main. Pistol up next and Stair. Now, there's a second smoke, so it's at least enough to recover the Thomas. Just like the round prior, working with a couple weapons.
I want to give a massive shout out to Cyrud as well. I think, if anything, he's been consistently good. His teammates have looked a little rough.
Frag thrown out. Chunks Stair down to the mid-40s. But CT's still comfortable enough to play behind the pillar, to lean down into dark. We're going to get that Canals walk up eventually. Bomb still just sat back, and here comes the fight out of Stair. It sets up Zello for the scout peek, near collateral. Oh! Sick shot into Chopper, and a connection onto Magix, trying to follow it up as that solo scout, and the 5-7 was primed to come chewing through all three of these tagged up players, but it's 2 to get away for Spirit with a third round on the board.
I thought the collat was coming. Didn't see that one, though. What a shot. Nice attempt on the hold. I think Barry actually reaches out for a timeout. Got a lot of stuff to go over. There will be regrets left on this map. There will be mistakes. And the pressure is at its maximum. Group stage opens up an entirely new run. Both orgs want this more than anything. Spirit might have the expectation to be there. But at this point, they've just got to be happy to get in and then take that on by the horns.
Hang on for dear life.
Yeah.
Hope that over time, you know, they can kind of shake off the ring rust that is coming off of the player break. Other teams having already powered up throughout the year, but you don't want to join the likes of Furia.
Yeah, got to sit back and watch one of the premier events of the year just unfold. No chance to have an impact, to join that Hall of Heroes. Have your name be remembered.
Refrezh playing inside of the dark. Patsy's out here to the left. Bit of inaction towards middle out of Team Spirit. Is freed up Stair to come rotating into B. But refrezh, oh man, perfect spot. That Molotov doesn't burn up onto this upper piece. That's odd.
It makes him look like Hades, basically.
Right,
Standing
yeah.
there just you abusing the fire.
I am hell. And now they're going to get active, going for the peak. It's being held by Wonderful. He hits Stair, but the bricks absorb most of the damage, and now we've got a good amount of control out of Sprout. I love that. Nothing in middle. They shift that third piece over into B, and now because they play that peak, they're able to send somebody over here to try and support Zyphon. Zello's been pressured off mid. Connector could get problematic, but he also took a player down with him, so very comfortable 5 versus 3. They rotate that piece out through storage. It's a late peek from Temple in middle, and they just find Chopper hanging out along the wall. Hands in his pockets, now dead.
Yeah, you can't really be frozen in place right there. I think he was really thinking about what Zelos was going to maybe try to do. And suddenly no odds in the round here for Spirit. And Sprout will pick up a very confident-looking rifle round. I think a stroke of luck for refrezh to have that molly spread in such an awkward way around him. But, you know, some players might have just ran from it, assuming that this spread would come through. And he just pressed that advantage. And also, just because that molly comes down doesn't mean you can run in and take con control. It's not a perfect spread across the whole thing. So that was a risk. And if Spirit are going to, and again, we don't know, play this map with very little scrim practice or anything like that, then they might need to make plays like that happen a lot. I think if I'm Sprout, that's the first thing I consider. You know, we can have our protocols, we can be responsible in all the normal ways, but let's do that a little bit extra in this match and see if Spirit get desperate.
Right back to business.
Yeah.
Magic's coming into this series as the highest rated member of Team Spirit. We saw Y on Overpass as he and his teammates thrived. His worst map yet, that Vertigo lost just moments ago.
Oh, there's a lot of speed here, actually.
Close on double doors, Zello full blind. That doesn't get caught. My God. Stare out from the corner. Good amount of damage on the second. But now the op's posted. Zello was afforded a chance to fall back in behind bricks. And while that continuation of flashbangs makes things uncomfortable, there's no follow-through from Spirit, and Sprout no.
Man, they did a good job there. Nice and fast, and that's some info. It's really early inside of middle, but I think this scares them less about the idea of an A split, and they'll start to move in more heavily towards B. But the thing is, Spirit are actually still got the bomb on the other side of the map. So there's actually an outside chance. They were waiting for a re-aggro into mid to bring it over towards the A side. Could be a strong call from Chopper if you really read into this. But it's not like they're understaffed over here. Still 2 players, one of them Lau and X. We don't know how he's going to fare here on Anubis, but he has been doing nothing but impressing here in the play-in.
Waiting with one down in cake and Zyphon up in heaven. He runs in front of it. Lau. Oh! Just decides to go headhunting. Connects. And with that presence spotted, we're going to get this quick scramble out of the CTs to try and come help Zyphon. Maybe not even needed. He finds the quick one on Chopper. Now only 8 seconds on that clock, and they are too timid to force the issue. Just like last round, Spirit on the brink of getting out long, only to call it off.
Yeah, I think, the call is good, but it's still 2-2 to sites and a very good, admirable defense. And with Lau and X getting that early peek in, at least he knew with certainty that they were just going to eventually hit this side of the map. Zyphon did good enough to live in cake, but in this initial mid take, like you mentioned, Zello could have easily been killed if they had more trust in the flash, which sometimes you don't want to. He was full blind. His teammate was full blind on the door. That could have been a 2K entry. And then also, they could have gone forward with an A split with that control. Try to get tricky with it. Paid the price.
Wonderful posts up on an angle just previously held by Zello. Little op control in mid to kick this one off for Spirit. Do not want to lose that lead early, but Sprout on the brink of it. And refrezh, this guy hasn't even seen action since he last held Dark versus Patsi, I believe. We know what he did, of course, kicking off that first half on Vertigo, re-inspiring the rest of Sprout. Led Lau to go massive in the second half, map 2. Speaking of Lau, here on Plat, drops the smoke. Ooh, refrezh.
Oh, the Tech 9?
Damn, man. Head shredded. Op shot out of Wonderful. Clears the first and second as Zello thought maybe he could take that chance to press in. Zyphon will grab one at least, but as Stare exits out towards middle, he throws caution to the wind. And so the M4 thrown to Patsi. It's a free upgrade with Zyphon back in T-spawn. They know about his push. They're going to be on high alert of this, and there's no way he gets this retake in. It's Team Spirit's 4th terrorist round win.
Make no mistake, it's the opening frag, but the Tech 9 kill on a con player, well, you're instantly going to hit that site, and you have a split going on, plus an op waiting for the re-aggressions. You don't even have those peaks come out if the CTs aren't worried and they have 3 players inside of B waiting. So, dude, that was a moment where, that Tech 9 from that distance with the headshot, like, refrezh comes in to clear that, and he has the right read. It's supposed to be a free frag for him. So Siren gets a very key kill.
And Wonderful's job just seems so easy.
So easy. And credit to him, I think that's where Wonderful shines the most. Like, in terms of reactive gameplay, he's keeping up with the best oppers in terms of speed, and he is also careful and patient. I think that sometimes it looks like he can't get into rounds sometimes to open things up for his team. But in moments like that, he is very responsible.
I also want to take that back. The first shot doesn't look easy at all. True. I forgot how much of a snap that was. He knew where to look, but mechanically still a tough ask. Yeah. So Well done. Second one is his reward.
Yeah, Hugo would have said he was dead right there.
Harry would have said, what? Refrezh, ready for the deep peek. Listen, brother, there's more than one player back there. This time the molly does spread to where they want it. Nice window peek at a stair,
wow.
well timed.
You don't often see that.
Because usually we see Sprout kind of scared back from that front-facing mid setup.
Definitely. Done a good job on bridge.
We get that long flank. Zyphon at a distance with the A1S will peel Patsi off the play. Going to keep Sprout at the man advantage,
yeah,
but because he dies, they've got to put players back on A.
It really does kind of mess the map up, honestly. Like, it still looks like a good round here for Sprout, don't get me wrong, but it sends 2 players to the other side.
Will that be worth it in the end? It's just going to allow for Spirit to hit this site with man advantage. Zello, it's him versus Magix towards long. Refrezh has to hold. Can't afford to get his head blown off by Siren, nor Chopper. He knows they're coming in now. Utility confirms it. Chopper caught with nades in hand. Not quite ready for that, and Refrezh doubles down. Now Magix just a couple steps too late to the party, and without enough time or hope in a 1v4, he's going to concede this. Sprout will take 3.
Yeah, we are getting full-length rounds here out of Spirit, burning every single calorie to make the right play happen. No surprise that Sprout can figure it out as things go on. They're doing a good job of delaying and are coming up okay. That Siren Tech 9 frag, I mean, that's probably an easy round for Sprout. Maybe a lead here in this match. I love what Refrezh is doing here, though. Melting him down.
And just that extra couple of seconds that he burns by standing behind pillar. You know the trade potential's coming. And you get outplayed. Chopper, though, a little...
The best part about that pillar is just that you can peek both sides so quickly. It's not a big piece of cover, and it's virtually impenetrable. I'm sure an off-shot does 10 damage, but he needs Zello to cover the B main entrance, but when he does, well, you can kind of let your rifler be free. Show off the good advantages there.
Yeah, man, cover's thick on this map. No flimsy cash walls.
That's true, yeah. Like lots of things.
We're talking rock and stone, brother.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Well, Siren going to get flashed and very swiftly dealt with. And if Team Spirit think that they're going to walk in here and get sweet justice, a little revenge, well, Zyphon's got help. Not too far off, but he does get caught on the wall. Ooh, so he has to fight. He'll shut down Chopper at the very least. An additional player waiting for that dark push where Refrezh is already out.
Yeah, Patsi didn't go deep enough to clear this position. And now Refrezh gets to fight him, kind of in a more favored engagement, long range, keeping full vision, playing with confidence. I like how Refrezh is just out in the open until he gets pushed back, not holding in a passive angle from the jump. And again, he's kept the heroic essence in the sense of if he believes that it's a bluff, he's going to call it out and call it out fast.
Piece of identity that not everybody's even experienced in Pro CS. Valuable. Just like op presence. Nice second shot out of Zello. Stayed on the same angle. Wonderful doubles back, thinking maybe he had some room to wiggle. No, sir. Shut down for all.
It's looking a little bit scary here for Spirit already, and we know that this map is leaning T side a little bit. For Sprout, that's actually not the case. But again, Barry, as you pointed out, all 3 maps that they wanted, 2 maps in their rear view. A Spirit that are clearly guessing a little bit. See if there's anything more in the playbook. Haven't been optimal about using their mid control.
Point blank Zyphon. Can't finish off the little bit that was left of Siren. I feel like he'll be counting his lucky stars. He's allowed to live for now. Sprout trying to change that ASAP. That volley comes from outside of the A site. Bounces into the window.
Does this spot work?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Check this out. Been calling this block. Complexity call it a liege. The only player I see really play that consistently. Dunked on. That must have gone through the window.
Yeah. Whoa.
Close outside A nade through window for a kill. Sorry, Siren. You're 9 HP. Not enough to keep fighting. Of course, Bomb just sitting outside of the B site. We've got one guy in mid, 3 outside B for Team Spirit. Smokes come through. Molly goes down at the entrance. Lau's still playing back on plat. He's got Stare to try and help him here, but he's also got Fire on his feet, so he has to give up that angle that he was hoping they'd walk into. It's going to give them room to push out. Zyphon takes a ton of damage. Refrezh picks up the chopper kill. Nice op shot out of Lau. Magic's on the recovery with the double on the Galil. And then Patsy's late play through middle, but with 3 CTs still to find, he is toast, man. He's done for. Go ahead. Catch Zello if you can.
Oh, he's in jeopardy of actually dying after time because I think they just spotted him. He'll get the knife kill, op and play, and Patsi tucks into cover. Oh my god, Zyphon's looking for him, but no time. Wow. That's actually a big find money-wise after getting spotted as well.
It just barely makes up for the fact, though, that he just died with no loss.
Yeah. Yeah. At least something worth saving now.
Okay, no, the nade's just on
back
long.
Through long. Okay. Less exciting, but look at Lau and X. Says, I can opt too. Ooh, this would be a tragic way to go out. Last map wasn't close. First map was a stomp. You're probably feeling like $1 million if you're Team Spirit. Patsi op is all they've got.
Pressure starts to sink in.
Wow. And the other final game here in the play-in, Complexity are 11-4 over Ents on the third map. They've had leads in the past, though.
Yep.
Versus very good teams.
I was going to say, 14, that's where their doom sinks in. Imagine if we don't get Furia, we don't get Ents, and we don't get Spirit.
Crazy.
That's a wild scene Katowice could become. Zello going to trade out Patsi, who, again, just the pistol player. It's wonderful given that op that was saved. And he'll be given a chance at the plat pick. Sure enough, catches Zyphon, takes just little bits of damage. It's working out well so far.
Again, take a snapshot of that Patsi save on the op if anything comes of this. Wonderful setup to succeed. Mid-control here for Spirit.
Magix grabs that M4, so honestly, things starting to slip the way of Spirit.
They don't post up, though, and they don't have a flash.
Double ops. Lau, missed shot.
Ooh.
Now it's the Heaven player tagged by that A1S. Everybody's going to be fixating in on Zello, and his teammates nowhere to be found. He goes for that peek. Ambitious, and shuts down Siren. Now the second counter-terrorist position's known, but we also just get this quick runaway from Magix. Dude, he's serving up distractions. Zello, he's hunting any other contact, but we've got Wonderful hiding by fountains, and then Chopper's climbed up through Heaven. Magic's able to rejoin them through storage. There's still a chance for refresh, but he goes for the exit and dies. Spirit with a saved AWP. Come in with a critical tied round.
Off a knife kill from a player who spotted him as the seconds were running out of the round. That was Zello's op donated over. Zello rendered useless in a retake spot after a good first kill, but nothing else behind it. Patsi will give some hope over here to Spirit. They know what just happened. The power changes hands. Zello has an op again, but he's got two teammates on MP9s. Money teetering. And there might be some insecurity when we switch over again. Spirit somehow not figuring out T-side. Haven't won a pistol yet so far across the 3 maps that they played. Saw some nail biting. There's going to be a lot more of this match.
Have to take the shoes off soon.
The closer it gets, the more it hurts.
5 rounds left in this first half. Spirit with a P250 from Patsy's opening mid-play. That result pushing Sprout to the double MP9s. Already a bit more pressure out of the defense towards mid. Just going to try and keep Patsi back for as long as you possibly can. There's nothing behind this. They just use that utility to buy time for now.
Team Spirit coming into this from the power position. They know they've got better money. I don't know if they can figure out the op just yet. Zello hasn't shot it either. So there might be a risk taken in his direction if Spirit aren't careful. But for now, they're treating this round with respect. It's just that we know they don't know how to optimize the close. We've seen them fail in good positions already. They've been floating a lot here inside of middle. Not willing to complete the push. 2 CTs ready. The op again here from Zello. Looking for redemption.
Oh, great damage out of Siren, but he peeks. Keeps going. Wants to get that closer corner secured. Zello wastes no time. Doubles back towards the mid-hold. Buddy gives up the angle. He can hear them coming in from long, but the players are also just close to his right. He's just standing here, and nobody's pushed him off of this position just yet. 15 seconds left on that clock before Plant has to go down. And Zello, nice snap up into Magix, sectioning off the fight. But as he unscopes, Patsi makes the best of that moment, and we're going to get Sprout man disadvantage. Oh, clean from Lau. MP9, quick couple headshots. refrezh gonna try his damnedest to do the exact same thing on this flank, and Wonderful's got him pinned. Op shot right to the chest, and Lau has to cut their losses.
Oh my god.
And M4 can be saved, but Team Spirit slowly but surely sinking into that A site.
They scaled entirely wrong right there. There was the 2 players coming in from A main, and they needed their mid guys who already won mid to come in for that fight. And they didn't know what to do. Chopper and Patsi, they sat there for so long with their hands on their laps. And there was actually a moment for Zello to get back into the round. Luckily for them, they were just ready to trade. But that gave Sprout so much time to rotate, so much time to get in position, and gave Zello, a good opportunity for an opening kill. But still, they do it. And that was the round where there wasn't much left. Zello will have it off again, at the very minimum. And a full investment. Wow, Spirit actually could make this look like a very handsome half if they win this. It's a big risk here. And Siren has a good counter spot to this. Does Lau clear it?
He's pushing out. Nope. Doesn't check close left, but the op's at least there to recover it. Still, though, the best weapon that they've got to work with has been revealed. Gonna get the boost, and they almost caught that fallback. Arguably, should have been a kill. Magic's gonna have to leave it.
They had to be ready to expand faster. And again, they've been really slow inside of middle, but the bomb is here. They could actually just mosey in to the A site, but they're worried about everything. CT's push on the wrong side of the map at the minute mark. First rotation over is just as 5-7 as Zyphon. But Patsy's not careful. He could die. 8 HP as he survives. Allows for the plant to go down safely.
Go ahead, hang on to that op. Wonderful in a bit of a pickle. But Stair's not going to press the luck nor the issue. So sure enough, 7, the Wave Spirit. This half all kind of starts with us saying like they can't quite figure out this T side where so many teams do rack up more rounds there.
Yes.
They're getting there.
They are. And that Patsi round, again, the op coming through. Wonderful, winning the round off the back of it into a lead, into 3 rounds in a row. Sprout finally getting drained of all their money. At least they're keeping the op forward every single time. Zello is doing his best. I feel like he's at least contributed with the op in these moments. He's rotated very much, but he's not taken over the rounds. It's a bit too much to ask, and he has less support than ever now.
Patsi starting to hoot and holler. Earned. Sprout still limping into round after round here. AWP. Deagle P250s, that's it. And that op shot just landed. But again, we talk about that thick cover.
Oh, that's going to work.
Man's burned forward. Oh. Burnt to a crisp by Magix. And Patsi, when given a P250, can crack open that mid play. So now AK in hand and a teammate right in front of him. They're looking to go into the dark room. And refrezh wants to hold with just that Deag.
That op has a new parent, though. LauNX, we saw him hit a shot in this site that was pretty nice. And they're willing to run back in this direction.
Stacking behind it as well. We got 3 players into dark. Now they're starting to push this issue. They want to go in. They want to turn up. Patsi's holding it, but if he dies, then Siren has to snap to his right. 90-degree flick into what could be 1, 2, 3 players. But that's all assuming that Chopper doesn't keep eyes on it and kill them all himself. So T's decide now's the time, and they're walking right into these pistols. Pistols in the pocket. It could be a dangerous game. But refrezh dies first. Siren, single point of HP. Dies to Patsi. Ooh, not ideal, but at least it's still looking good for Spirit. Lau's sliding that op in, drops the bomb, dives back into the tunnel, and now he's got an option. You could sit there on that plat, but you're not going to get much more from there. So he has to go for a quick reposition, and he's going to go for dark.
Oh my God. He got a shot in a spot where he could stand and wait, but they get this bomb down pretty quickly.
Problem is,
he's
you're
still
making sound.
He might have some kind of timing if they're really confused.
Nobody turned. Nobody's turned yet. They're going forward. They're carving out this play. Remember, he's not working with the kit, so a 10-second stick. He needs 2 rapid shots. As he walks out, Chopper catches wind of what's going on. Everything felt a little too absent. Team Spirit gonna take 8 with that.
I think he made a great play to create a sense of timing in that position. He ran as fast as he could. He got out of there, but I think equally so, the fact that Spirit immediately picked up the bomb and got it planted, they could think about all of the other options that he could take on. It was a good attempt. They had LauNX on the other side of the map here with a Deagle, so they didn't have to move or overextend into middle, into canals. But now Spirit, they look loose. And again, they got their quote-unquote free rounds. They survived the 1 op with the pistols behind it. Back to full buys, but Sprout on the back foot.
Credit where it's due, though. Active rounds from Sprout. Ideas. Trying to make the most of these bad situations and now given a chance back in with guns. 2 rounds on this defense just to round out their success on CT, to take to that offense. And we saw sometimes, like versus EG, when Sprout hit that T side, man, they can crank the dial, get wild, play their game, and thrive. But for now, it's Patsi. Dropped immediately back by Zello, and a deep push down canals. refrezh has emerged. Did it catch? Oh no! Siren jumps up.
I think his T model just blends in with the map right there, and refrezh loses sight of him for a moment.
Oh, what could have been for Sprout is instead Spirit's 4v3. Wonderful catches that bridge cross twice. Zello and Zyphon both pinned to the wall, and now Lau, yet again, asked to pull off an impossible clutch. The bomb will be planted elsewhere, and this will be Team Spirit on the brink of double digits. What could have been had refrezh is able to stop that player on boat if Siren doesn't react. But simply too fast.
Wow. The massive momentum they've gained from that one saved op is actually just remarkable. They brought in so much stuff beyond that. They somehow made this rifle round look as easy as their anti-ecos, and they crush him. Credit to Wonderful for just being aware for the second push in such an unlikely spot. Again, in positions like that, he doesn't lose focus.
Fortunately for Sprout, and it's back down to the dire buys.
Yeah.
Triple MP9, Deagle for Zello.
They got their money absolutely destroyed this half.
Siphoned from them. It's a dehydrated Sprout. Zyphon looking for the impact here from Fountains. Just the Deagle for Zello. Just as he was getting those op shots in, relegated back to the sidearm. But if he can serve up a great distraction, well, things could have gone better, that's for damn sure. Stare, desperate, moves past bricks, locks into the storage, fast rotation at allow, throws caution away, and Chopper slams him down in mid. This is looking like a flawless final round at a Team Spirit, and honestly an excellent recovery, because we were sat here starting to question this T side, whether or not they were going to be able to thrive like so other teams, and indeed, they will deliver. 10 rounds to the way of Spirit as they are a single half, 6 rounds out from the Katowice group stage. Certainly tested, and yet Team Spirit still bested Sprout across that first 15. It's 10-5 at the end of the T side. A T side that seems lively in the hands of some and flat in the hands of others. Sprout, the hopes of getting to the group stage could be cut short right here, right now. Let's see if they can win a pistol. Stare. Ugh. It ain't pretty.
Yeah.
And it's so fast from Spirit that they can instantly transition.
Yeah, it could be if you're Goku, I mean.
Hey, play. They've got the bomb down. It's a good look for Sprout, baby. It's a chance. Magic's coming out of connector. 3 CTs, in fact, trying to fight back and forth. Magic's finding headshots. USP finding its home. Zello returns the favor, and it's going to be a late little play from Patsi out through storage. Sure enough, he gets the headshot. Come on now, Zyphon. Hit their heads, not yours. And with Patsi's position confirmed, he can also just buy time. It's a dropout from the CT. Further damage done. One more shot, Zyphon, or play that time. And he'll do so perfectly. Woo. Sprout, take 6.
Excellently done. On a small piece of cover that's harder than it looks. Off the audible, Zyphon avoids danger, and they win a pistol, finally. Of these 3 maps, 1 of 6. And it couldn't have come at a more key moment here with their lives at Kato on the line. And you can see the pressure. A lot of pistol shots getting missed. Patsi's been struggling on the pistols. That's not something I normally notice about players in specific, but surprisingly enough.
Imagine that.
And again, Sprout have not figured out their T side yet. But we don't know why that is. You know, and they don't want to take too much stock from matches with teams of completely different caliber, probably totally different play styles as well.
Good crawl through the middle, but of course, an anomaly of a round with Spirit just on pistols. Sprout. Big chance. Spirit finding that groove towards the end of the half. There was a moment there where I was scared for it, to be entirely honest. 5 of the CT round wins from Sprout within 6.
It was really money that won the game, I think, for Spirit. I mean, they had a good amount of rifles where they looked good too, but they won the key rounds, as we would say in the post game. With the most damage economically. They can use that leverage to survive this pistol and then start thinking about how they put together a CT side on their Anubis debut. I'm very curious about both sides. You know, what's their take on their anchor over on A? Are they going to play it solo? Are they going to play retake? Are they going to make any aggressive moves? And how does Wonderful fare? I feel like this, based on this map so far on T side, looked pretty damn good.
Questions we need answers to. Gotta say, you know, with Magic's Patsi and Wonderful taking a lot of the attention at times, it's really cool to see Siren having an excellent series. It feels like it is in him, and we've got it coming through every once in a while here and there. But tonight, important game. And Siren, impactful game.
Very much so.
Real challenge coming out of Spirit, leaning back in that 3B play, but because of the ruckus that's being made in mid, we see Chopper move back. Just gonna make his presence known, perhaps. We get the double smoke coming out of Sprout on the same exit. A single piece of utility wasted. Zyphon hones in on Siren's head. Oh, Patsi! It looked like he was dead to rights. 8 health left over. Chopper, Bombus clips them. Patsi ends up coming up with a 3rd. Huge individual hold coming in from that backside. Lau just misses his chance to get into a duel versus Magic's. Both the remaining CTs coming in from that mid-con. Lau off the bomb plant. Galil not enough. Magic's makes sure he will find no further footing.
Yeah, advantaged approach. Oh my god, Complexity did it.
No way.
They won. They 16-8 at Ents and have qualified. For everybody here on the B stream tonight. They have taken out Ents. And we'll see if there's going to be another upset tonight as well.
No Ents, no Furia.
And we have no idea what's going to happen in this match. Yet to find out, but Patsi, man, he looked good in that spot.
Yeah, that's a highlight reel moment.
The dangerous guy to have anchoring on that side of the map.
In fact, the second T lurched through that main smoke.
I feel like
almost
off
catches him.
Off of these impenetrable pillars that we have, like kind of sprinkled in across Anubis, it feels like Patsy's the kind of player who will take full advantage of that. Not a slow-moving rifler by any means.
So far, so good. refrezh looking to come join what's going to be the inevitable B split. The only player limited to the Tech 9. Pressuring Dark, keeping Chopper honest. Down he goes. Magic's off of the pillar, trades it. Wonderful from Platt, looking for the next one. They can't jump through that smoke. No, sir. Too many players in position. Magic's just playing behind the cover. There's an open door here for refrezh to try and slide out. He will do so, and that's a great distraction. But still stare on an attempt to recover. 20 health left after that fight. Minute to the clock. Deep presence down on long. You know that Wonderful's on Platt. Locked into glyphs. And that op is finding its groove.
Oh, they're starting to get loud. They can feel it now. That's a good round to win. Love that Magic's played that spot in the same way. We've seen so many successful riflers in the past play it. There's a lot of tilt coming through. This game's starting to slip out of Sprout's hands. This hold is pretty solid. They didn't have a massive investment after losing the last round, but at the same time, it was everything they had. A couple Tech 9s supporting those AKs. Get marginally close to victory, but it didn't really feel like Sprout or Spirit really lost control of that situation at any point. And with Patsi here to play, and again as the anchor over on the A site, I mean, things are looking very up for Spirit. An all but free round if Sprout don't bring an interesting idea.
Hot to the trot. Now posts up. Wonderful from Platt previously, but it's Patsi with a bit of a temple peek, and Magic's the opening kill. Said they've got to do something interesting, but they barely have tools to give us much.
Yeah.
Singular flash here for Zello. Maybe some mid control could bode well. Maybe they gather some info, try to figure out Spirit's setups. But it's a sad reality that's starting to sink into Sprout. It's all fun and games. You get a chance in Katowice, but to be locked out at the play-in, it's not the stage they want to fall in. And this time, it is just a bloodbath towards mid. Way too easy for Spirit, but as expected, they'll continue to rack up money as they also rack up rounds.
Yeah, time to take a big gulp here, Sprout. It's a 5 alive round they've got to go up against on the CT side.
Now or never.
The op and play, the money left over. Sprout have to go above and beyond their previous statistics. Show us that game plan that won them vertigo in such an unexpected way. Show us why Barry said this is all 3 maps that they wanted, even if they could improve it on overpass.
Also had no Anubis result to point to. This was supposed to be the one. Trying to turn the tides of their previous failures on Anubis. To do it versus 2-time major semifinalists. Get close to mid. We saw this out of Spirit, most notably Patsi, constantly jackknifing these mid moments. It seems like Spirit are pretty happy to just play this one passive.
Yeah. Okay, it actually looks like maybe Siren is the dedicated anchor. Patsi was just making a cameo that previous round. He's playing inside of middle. That also makes a lot of sense.
But it takes Wonderful off of the platform over towards B site, throws him here into A instead. He's watching for the mid walk. We get the util pressure coming out on middle. Chopper's going to respond with a Canals push, and there's nobody here to stop this. There's not even eyes on it. I mean, refrezh standing with a nade in his hand for the last 10 seconds. Finally goes for the throw. Connects to the head, and Patsi catches Stare in mid. So all of a sudden, these two Ts, they feel so stranded. Now, if they can kill Chopper and get to that B site, well, that's one thing. But Chopper on the just gives it to them. Point blank, no chance. And Spirit 2 rounds away.
5 alive. A severe amount of money made off of those 3 kills. And Chopper already won the round by making the push. Then he showed up and got 3 frags with that gun. And just delaying. Sprout were frustrated beyond belief. And then this, oh, actually, Magic's also got a kill, it looks like, in between then. Supported for the second frag. 14-7, man. We've got stomps both ways. Spirit right back at it.
It's had a makings of a close game at the very start of this third map, but Spirit simply pulling ahead. We've got Patsi back in the server, now top fragging. Absent on Vertigo, no doubt. That has been a problem that he's been solving throughout this week. Right there alongside Wonderful. Magic's unwavering consistency questioned on Vertigo as well. It was just an off map. You can chalk it up to the start of the year. Spirit starting to find themselves again. See if utility comes through. It's a push out from long. Again, it's just pistols. The one gun on Zyphon cleared out already, and Chopper's going to try to play that pillar, but he's being pressured both ends. Nice recovery back, but here comes the killer. Patsi, his 21st in an instant as he locks the guy off jail. We've got refrezh on the AK, a free upgrade, but hands busy with bomb. And as he peels off of the plant, we've got Wonderful hunting on the other side of smoke. Soon, those nades fade, and when they do, so do the chances of Sprout, you'd assume. But refrezh goes over top. Can't manage the next one, but they're going to know that Zello is pinned against this wall. And while he may hit that dink, it's not enough. Simply not enough. 15 to Spirit.
Oh, we're out here getting loud. They can taste it. That boost was an interesting idea with the smoke cover, and there were a couple of chances right there, but Patsi not getting instantly headshotted, playing composed, but taking the right amount of space. Those were all the ingredients that they needed. Spirit have a recipe for success, and they have so many rounds for things to go wrong. Spout with an abysmal T side so far. Potentially one final buy, and at least that looks good. Zello had some notable rounds in the first half. T side's a different animal.
Flawless 8-round streak. A huge ask of a Sprout that showed success on map 2, but a nice deep angle out of Lau. That's going to catch Magic's off guard. Mid push out of Patsi. Brings the man advantage right back, but it's really this B site that's starting to fall. And Patsi's going to challenge right through the molly. Dies in the same tick. He just grabs refrezh and brings him down with him. It's at least an open route for Stare to run that bomb in. Deep position from Wonderful in spawn will not be a problem here for Sprout. Their hopes looking to live on.
Yes. Now time is bleeding off the clock, but Spirit have no idea where the third player may be. Careful on every angle. Seeming like a very unlikely retake. And again, Spirit just don't want to throw the game away. So, a cute move here by Sprout. That box position, netting him a headshot, that wasn't easy as well. It seemed like it was going to be damage into a long spray, into, I think, Magic's swinging out and just instantly refragging. But he first bulleted him, had Magic's shaking in his boots. And Sprout at least get one T round here. Are we just delaying the inevitable?
shot, Lau. And ultimately, right, that whole entire site unravels from that point forward. Chopper could have stuffed refrezh. Another critical duel between all of that action, but really, Lau, clean headshot on Magix. Gets the ball rolling into B. Gets the ball rolling on that 8-round streak needed out of this T side. Wonderful takes that shot towards mid, just puffs his chest and maybe keeps him back at bay. Could slow down Zello and their approach. But Lau looking to throw caution to the wind again. We saw it come back to haunt him on the CT side when rotating, but now he's just looking for entries. And refrezh, with a crack of the whip, catches Chopper, trying to push. Lau cheeses them from the side of that smoke. They thought he'd respect it, but instead he sees that as his playground and a moment for him to shine. So sure enough, 2 kills out of Lau on long.
Man, his aim in those moments is so insane. He's killing 2 completely different spots. And it feels like he was pre-aiming both. That's ridiculous. All it took was refrezh's 1 kill inside of Con to say, I'm coming in. And you could see it. He was posturing. He wanted to just run into that site and take the round into his own hands. He has that ability. He's shown it in the past. Now, this one gets expensive, but still, Spirit have money. Nine rounds now for Sprout. And they do just have to tell themselves 1 foot in front of the other. But their tournament life is on the line at every single moment now.
Lau again. He knows he wants this.
Oh.
Zello.
He was looking for that duel a couple of times now.
Yep. And at times it's been hidden back here on Fountains. Instead, we get the util to come over top of that A site. CTs can't leave B just yet. Siren's going to have to go massive. He can also just hide inside the smoke. He decides to take an angle over top. And he'll be shut out by Zyphon. So Patsi already 1 op kill on the round. Seeking a second. Denied vision into the bomb site, and that could just be the call to save. We said that Spirit had money, but honestly, they can't afford this one.
Man, they've got a very strong map if they can trust Lau outside of B in this situation. Of course, he dies here, but he has multiple targets fighting him. They're ready to go and hit the other side of the map, and Zello finally finds his pick on Wonderful. Again, a guy he's been trying to go head-to-head against. And the same can be said for Wonderful. They've been looking for each other. But now we're into slightly dignified territory at 10. But the 3 saves mean another bye here for Spirit. This one will be slightly worse. But at least they have a bye. If Sprout win this round, maybe they can take a breath. Their entry pack is looking fierce. When we saw them play against EG on Mirage, we had a little bit of the same. As soon as they're able to scrim, then honestly, they've got their players. That's when they look the best. That's when they flourish. That's when we got what we saw in Vertigo.
Just a little damage, just a little tidbit. 1 HP off Patsi. Already, man, we got Sprout on the brink of this heat hit again.
I wonder what Magic's idea is here. He's been playing this spot a lot.
Chopper pressured off of the pillar.
With a volley damage on a refrezh.
Leans into Glyph. Volley on the site. Chopper able to hold this. Magix. Oh, a second. 2 heads taken down. And now Zyphon's just relegated to long B, holding off, waiting. And the bomb's his responsibility as well. I mean, even if the other Ts can find an opening elsewhere, can Zyphon truly get out? A flashbang given to him, and Stairs able to creep to block. Zello cautious of some kind of a flank, but there's really nothing there. Spirit operating in the secrets. Wonderful. He just waits, and sure enough, this duel is going to be given to him, but it's a jiggle and no commit. Not yet. He's on high alert, and he's ready for it. One pull of the trigger, all that's needed to keep Zyphon and Zello in desperation mode. They can press out and clear close, but it's a tuck back on Glyphs, and Magix at a distance is going to gun them down. Zello's missed shot, 15 seconds, and this turns into Sprout's missed chance. Group stage, not for them, but rather for Team Spirit.
Wow, they've actually made it happen in fantastic fashion here on Anubis. This opens up their veto maybe a little bit for the group stage, but what's important to them is not what happened in this series, not what happened on Vertigo, not even the fashion they win Anubis in. The fact that they qualified through on the same day that ENCE are not here, that Furia are not here. Teams that could potentially beat them in the groups. They are renewed, given another chance to play, and we know